Finish and a WIP parade. Cheers. How's my Darcy impression? Hello! This is Kaylee of Kaylee Cross-Stitch, and welcome back to the mid-year WIP parade. I thought that I was like on the ball, and then everybody started uploading their WIP parades, so, you know, I'm kind of on the ball. I finished my school year, my school 5 year that felt like 5, and I'm leaving on Sunday to go to Iowa, so it's kind of a good transition for me to put my cross-stitch stuff in a finish and WIP parade. And I say finish and WIP parade because I've finished a lot of things already this year. They're small things, but I want to show you them. So I'm going to go through my 2022 finishes and WIPs, and the WIPs will be divided into 3 categories: full coverage, non-full coverage, and black work, which those have not gotten a lot of work. But anyway, so finishes first. I hope you enjoy. Grab your stitching. If you see one of my WIPs that you're working on, let's style it together, shall we? So my finishes, my first finish was on January 7th, and it was a big one. It was Cliffside Stitches Moroccan Sampler. Cliffside Stitches is the designer. And this is stitched on a 32 count linen. I don't remember where I got it. I started this in 2021. I started it on February 13th, 2021. So it took me a little less than a year. And I finished this myself in just a random frame that I bought. I don't know, 11 by 14, 10 by 14. I don't know what size this is. It fit pretty nicely. I mean, the sides are that has a little bit excess. And it's still got all the fabric hanging on there, so I didn't cut it off or anything. I mean, nobody sees the back of it anyway. I'm just hanging it in a spot and it stays there. So I was happy to have this one done. That's Cliffside Stitches Moroccan Sampler. And I'm going to put this back here because this wall is really bare right now. Usually I have my full coverage WIPs back there. Okay, on January 23rd, I finished Betsy Bird. Betsy Bird. This was a start on September 13th, and it sat in my WIPs because I wanted to make all of the berries hammy berries. But then this one took so long and I didn't really write down what I charted. And so finally in January I was like, I don't need this to be a WIP anymore. I'll just finish it in a color. So this is by Michelle Bendy Stitchy, and I stitched it on 40 count using 1 strand and 2 strands. Some spots I used 2, some spots I used 1. So yeah, Betsy Bird. Then, on January 31st, I finished Cat with Red Fish by The Stitch Patterns. And this is an Etsy seller. And this was my first mini masterpiece. No, it was not. You know what? Oh, this is why. These I was like, I finished these this year, but no, these were in November. So those are more from The Stitch Patterns. I brought those over here as if I had finished them in 2021, but I didn't. This was started on the 29th and finished the 31st, so it took 3 days. And this is on 28 count even weave, 1/1, full cross, and then 1 strand for the back stitch. Isn't it cute? Okay, and then on February 3rd, I finished my first Mill Hill Little Lamb. And this took 2 days. So I started on the 2nd, finished it on the 3rd. And this is stitched on perforated paper that came in the kit, and the beads and DMC. And thus began my love of Mill Hills. They all come with a little charm like that. Charm. There we go. Little Lamb. Then I finished Seasonal Earth Sal. Here's my bag of finishes that have not been fully finished. Look, this thing is thick. shout out to everybody who does not finish their finishes, fully finish their finishes. Seasonal Earth. Did I write down? Yeah, there are 26,000 stitches in this guy. So this is from Emma Congdon's Cross Stitch for the Earth. And this was a stitch along Seasonal Earth Sal. Started by... Ooh, I don't even know who started it, but I saw Jody Trixie Tricycle stitching it, and I was like, oh, no, I saw Claire stitching it. And I was like, I have to stitch something that Claire is stitching. So this is all the called for DMC, 2/1 full cross, and then I stitched the white parts because I had an almond M&Ms. I subbed a couple of colors for almond M&Ms, and I had a skein of her white floss, and I was like, I'll just stitch the white. And this is on 16 count Aida, and that's kind of why I stitched the white, because I was like, okay, if this was on linen, I would have not stitched the white, but I decided to, which was why I know exactly how many stitches are in it. Because I could just take the width times the height. Width times the height. Okay. That was finished on, did I say this? February 18th. I started that on June 7th, 2021, finished it February 18th, 2022. Not bad. Less than a year. Then I finished Iowa. Started in July of 2021. I'm not quite sure what day. And finished on March 6th, 2022. This is from Stitches Lovers Shop. And I will, this is a Ukrainian designer, and they have all of the states. And so I bought the set. This is stitched on 20 count Aida, 2/1 full cross. And I discovered that I will not be stitching 2 strands on 20 count anymore. Because I think that's kind of what took me so long to finish this. It shouldn't have taken me that long, but it did. Because there's 8,000 stitches. I mean, that's not anything to stick your nose up at, but Iowa. Then I finished my first Quirky Quaker and my first finish on 56 count. So if you've been following me, you know that I've been on a tiny stitching journey, and here was the first finish. So this is a 56 count even weave, 1/1 full cross with Invisifil, which is a sewing thread from Wonderfil Specialty Threads. It's so cute. So I put it on my necklace, and I can switch them out. I'm gonna make sure I'm putting all my finishes in the same pile, so I know which ones I've showed and which ones I haven't. So that one was stitched in a day. Started and finished on March 7th. Then I stitched another Quirky Quaker. I got excited about them. The Quirky Quakers. Did I put it? Oh, I put it in my little stitchy journal. Oh, on the first page. There's the Unicorn Quirky Quaker. These Quirky Quakers are from Deanna of Darling and Whimsy Designs. This one was started March 11th, finished March 12th. And stitched with 2 almond M&Ms flosses on a 32 count blue even weave. I don't remember what it was. It was from my LNS. And then 3 days later, I finished Hedgehog. I started it March 14th, finished March 15th, and this is stitched on 56 count linen, 1/2 full cross, with a Night Stalker's calling floss called Troll Snot. Oh, the linen is Gray Sand from XG Design. And I have another finish on that, so you'll be able to see that a little bit more better. And then I finished something that I can't show you because I gifted it to Karen. I stitched a pattern with 3 hearts on it on the 56 count even weave and sent it to Karen. That one took a while though. It was quite a few stitches. I started it February 16th and finished it March 18th. Then I did another Stitch Patterns. This is called Home Modern 16. And I don't even know if you can find that on by itself. But it was a 5363 linen from Fire Poppies. It came in a ornament set. And I did this one because I wanted to try out Au Versoir Surfine 1/1 full cross, and I did not like it. So this was started March 21st and finished March 23rd. It's nice and small. Okay, and then I finished Personal is Political by Michelle Bendy, and I don't have it because I sent it to her. But I want to stitch it again. I want to stitch that one again. It's a good one. Then I finished... Next. This Does Not Spark Joy. Uterus. And this was stitched on a 56 count, 1/1 half stitch with DMC, which was it's a little tight for my liking. This one is from Little Stitches on Etsy. And this is a SAF on March 31st. Lots of tiny stuff. Did I say I have 24 finishes? This is my second take because I realized my camera was backwards. Okay, then I finished The Kiss, which is Picasso. And this is also the stitch patterns. So the cat with the red fish and the two other ones. And this was stitched also on 56 count, 1/1 full cross with Invisifill. And that one's teeny. I think I'm going to finish this in one of the small frames. I held that up and I got multiple comments on it when I showed this last time. So I think I'll do that. You know, some of these could just go in the journal. So that was finished on April 2nd. Started in March 16th, finished April 2nd. Then I finished another Michelle Bendy, Memento Mori, which is a Patreon exclusive gift chart. And this was stitched 1/1 full cross on 40 count linen, Old Massachusetts from the Primitive Hair. And I used Gloriana Tudor Silk. And this was started on April 4th, finished April 9th. And this was part of, if you have a bendy stitchy design with a butterfly or a moth, I don't remember, I think Nathia and I came up with 2 hashtags, hashtag bendy butterfly Sal and bendy moth Sal or something like that. Go look at my Instagram if you want to know. This is so cute. I haven't looked at this in a while, but it's really good. It's really cute. 40 count linen is not too bad to stitch on if it's an even linen. I prefer even weave, but oh, is this considered a finish? Look at how cute it is. Okay, what's next? Black Cat. So I went to, uh-oh, I just heard a needle drop. Whoops. I went to Keepsakes and I got this little Bent Creek kitty cat, and I got some sewing or some fabric, some quilting fabric, and I stitched on it. So this is 1/1 half stitch with a sewing floss, but it's pretty chunky. And that took a day. I finished this, started and finished on April 12th. So this one can trade out too. And this one is my latest finish. I have to show you that. Next, I finished Schoolgirl Lessons by Little House Needleworks. Is that what's, yeah. And this was started on February 12th, finished on April 14th. And this is stitched 1/1 full cross on 56 count even weave using Firefly from Almond M&M's, which is a 1-ply silk, and it was in the December floss box. Boy, I'm pretty shaky. But this is such a cute little finish. I think I counted the stitches, but I didn't write it down, so I need to I need to go check and count the stitches. Isn't it so cute? I stitched this not along with Ymir, but I saw her finish and I was like, oh, I have to stitch that. That's really cute. Ooh, speaking of Ymir, I was in Michael's and they had their like miniature house stuff 50% off, and so I got like the little organizer and I put Ymir's flosses in it. Isn't that cute? All her little bobbins. Okay. We're almost there. We have a few more. Mill Hill kits. I got one more, well, two more to show you. But this next one was start and finish on April 16th. And this is Love Music or something like that. Again, on perforated paper, 3/1, with DMC and beads that came in the kit. I should put the ornament thing on this. And then I decided I needed to finish my hashtag Stitch for Ukraine piece. So here's that linen that I was telling you about from XG Design, 56 count gray sand. And this was started on February 27th, finished April 29th. DMC, 1/1 full cross. 1/2 full cross. And I think I subbed 1 or 2 colors with an almond M&M's. I don't know how to finish this. I don't know, but it's really cute. I like how small and cute that is. Wait, I should put this on a separate pile because this is a small finish. I should just hang this up on this thing. I've been hanging some of my smalls up here. Just so I can see them. Okay, and then I finished another Mill Hill. This is a harp ornament. To cut this out, maybe y'all find this interesting if you want to try Mill Hills. I have this pair of scissors that I got on Amazon, and they're extremely sharp and pointy. And this is what I use to cut the paper. And it's a high quality scissors and it's not too expensive. I got it on Amazon and I want to buy some more. But that's a Mill Hill ornament harp. There are other ones in this series, other instruments, and I'm sure eventually I'll get to them. And then because I was still obsessed with Mill Hill, I went on 123 Stitch, got a whole bunch of them, and finished Opera House. I'm sorry, the harp was started April 29th, finished April 30th. Opera House was started May 5th, finished May 13th, and I was pretty monogamous with this one. Isn't it cute? I was just on 123 Stitch, I was like Black Cat Mill Hill kit. And there's Susie. She's at the Opera House. At the opera. And then I finished my Twitch Verb Migration, hosted by Michelle, but I don't know if the person has received it yet. I haven't seen it yet on their Instagram, so I hope they get it. And then I guess I have 3 more to show you, but there's 2 more on my list. I've been doing It's You I Like for a few people, and this is something that you just stitch up real quick and send it to somebody that you like. And this is on that quilting fabric, 1/1 full cross with it. This is Invisifil, isn't it? Yep. So it's teeny tiny. I'm sure you watch Chris, and he got one that's like this big. I should send him one of the tiny ones. Did I not have anything else in the journal? Oh, I have just like stuff that's not actually finishes. So I guess that's all from the journal. My friend Jen was in my Twitch stream and heard me complaining about my hater, saying all I do is play with my cat, and she charted it. So this is all you do is play with your cat. Stitched on Fringe Marigold from Fire Poppies. And this is another one of those 5363 that is really dumb, but I stitched this one over too. So 1/2 full cross with DMC black, and then these two are Leo and Roxy. that Nutty sent me. Isn't this special? Like, I inspired a pattern. That's so cool. Okay. One last one. All you do was started on May 28th, finished May 29th. And my last finish to show you started on June 9th, finished 13th, is the Quirky Pride flag. And mine is the asexual flag. And this is stitched 1/1 full cross on 56 count with kimono silk, which is from Superior Threads. And I think I like the kimono silk better than I like Invisifil, because it's a silk instead of a polyester. The Invisifil is polyester. So that's the Quirky Quaker Pride flag. Yay! That's all my finishes. I mean, there's a couple It's You I Likes in there, but I don't have them. I sent them. 21 minutes for finishes. Meow. Okay, so I'm gonna put some of these back in the bag so that I stay a little bit organized. How you doing so far? Isn't that a lot of finishes? I started like a whole bunch of full coverage last year. And I kind of wish that I would have more progress on them, but all these tiny finishes are really fun. And the tiny journal, like, that's really cute for me. All right, are you ready for the WIPs? Brrr, WIPs. Let's start with full coverage WIPs, shall we? I have 5 full coverage pieces started. And I'll show you them in order of start date. So the first one is FOP. And this is what it will look like when it's done. This was started sometime in May of 2020. I started this after I decided to give my Starry Night a break, and I have taken this out of the Q-snap, so there it is. It is about 54% finished. I was able to put this in Pattern Keeper, and this is from stitchyourphoto.com. So I put this picture in, and they you can see a mock-up, and then if it's something, if you like it, you buy it for $5. Really cheap. So this year, I've not worked on this very much this year. I think I just have put in a couple diagonals. 2/1 full cross on 18 count Aida. None of my full coverage are coming with me to Iowa. I kind of wish they were, but I don't know. Flying with this big thing and all the flosses. If I were to take one, it would be this one, but I don't think I want to take it. Sorry. Okay, second is Supersized USA, and this one I can't decide if I want to UFO it and restart it on 40 count, or if I don't know. I don't know what to do. But this was started on January 10th, 2021. And it is enormous. So this is stitched 2/1 tent stitch on 25 count even weave. And it is it's 3.69% complete, which is not very much, right? So I've started stitching on 40 count, and I love 40 count with one strand over one tent stitch, as you will see soon. But I don't know if I want to continue this way. I have all the colors, so I could like restart it on 40 count, and it wouldn't be too much, because this fabric is enormous. I'm not going to undo it, but you can go scroll back on my Instagram and see it. But I don't know. What would you do? Would you continue that? It's like a blanket of full coverage. And it's not like it would go any faster on 40 count, but it would be smaller. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Manhattan Beach at Sunset. This is my first Heaven and Earth designs. How? Oh. My needle minder is stuck to my desk. I was like, this is stuck. And this was a gift from Lindsay Bridges, my friend. And she sent this to me in the mail as a paper chart, and I loved it. This is stitched on 40 count, Verdal even weave, 1/1 half stitch, like I was saying just a minute ago. And this is currently sitting at about 6% finished. So I actually started doing this cross country within the diagonal, which I kind of like, because Pattern Keeper makes it really easy to do parking, because you can like mark where you've parked. But this is a paper pattern, so it takes a lot longer, which is okay. But you know, sometimes I'm like, I want to get stuff done, and so I want to, you know, go fast. So that was started on May 18th, 2021. And then in September, Sarah the Stitchin' Mommy was having a sal for her 40th birthday, and I started, whoops, it's not that one. I started Barnyard Animals. This is artwork by Donna Gelsinger, and I also did this on 40 count. And I tried her method of the typewriter method of top to bottom, left to right. So you start in this corner and you stitch until your strand runs out, and then you just keep going. And if you have to switch colors, you switch, but if you don't, you don't. And then I decided that in this tree it was just like way too confetti heavy, so I think I'm gonna do the diagonal on this one too. I started to do that over here, stitching on the diagonal. This is sitting about 6% done as well. So this was started September 1st, 2021. I don't have any plans to start any new full coverage because I've plenty. 5 is plenty for me. And especially since I don't, like, our apartment is fairly small and we're not moving anytime soon. So, you know, I want to keep my equipment that I need kind of at a small-ish number. So then I wasn't done starting full coverage, I guess, but this is Starry Cats, or A Van Gogh Night, artwork by Randall Spangler, charted by Heaven and Earth Design, and this was part of hashtag Van Govember Sal. So this is on 28 count, even weave 1/1 full cross. I know, I did a full cross for a Haid, but I loved the coverage. So I'm also stitching this on the diagonal, 20 wide parallelograms. Started this on November 7th. Do y'all want to know how many? Oh, and this is about at 1.3%. Actually, that might be higher because I stitched like a lot of this diagonal in June, I think. So this is 390,000 stitches. Barnyard Animals is 400,150. Manhattan Beach is 240,000. Supersized USA is 746,000 stitches. That's a lot. And FOP is 75,800 stitches. I should crank that out. I want to finish a full coverage. I can do it. That's it for full coverage. 9 minutes. And let's go to the black work whips because there's not very many of them. So I don't work on these very much. I did the 2020 stitch along, but I wasn't like stitching along. I just got the pattern after the fact, kind of. And I really liked it, but I didn't have some of the colors, and so I like skipped over some, and then I just lost lost momentum on it. It's really fun though. I like black work, but I just have to be in the right mood. I was stitching this when the first presidential debate happened, and I remember like furiously stitching it. It was annoying. I think maybe I'll just like, you know, finish up to here and then call it a day. I don't know. I've seen people do some really cool stuff with this. I might not have mock-ups for some of these, so whoops. Then I have Blackwork Challenge. I don't remember when I started this one either. But this is also a peppermint purple pattern. And I haven't worked on this in forever. I think I put in this like in... It was before we moved, so it was like May or June of last year. So there's that, and then I have Applejack from Awesome Stitch. 16, oh, first one is 14 count, 16 count, and then this is a 14 count opalescent Applejack. And I discovered that it's really fun for me to color the, where the stitching will be. So this is stitched, except for this apple, and then this is all just drawn on. I got these lead colored pencils. I love them. But that's really fun for black work, so that you're not like looking at the pattern. I find that the same amount of time that it takes me to look at the pattern and actually make sure I'm stitching in the right spot, you know, just having drawn it on takes a similar amount of time, I guess, I would say. Okay, that's all the blackwork finishes. If only. The blackwork WIPs. And onto my non-full coverage WIPs. I have 13. Not too bad, right? 13 plus 5 is 18, plus 3 is 21. 21. Okay, in order of start date. Started on January 2nd, 2022. That's our year. This is the, I don't have a picture of this. This is the Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along for 2022. Is that the back? Yep. Engeltje. This is stitched on 32 count, even weave, 1/1 full cross with an almond M&M's silk floss from the December floss box. And I've not gotten very far because I don't know if I love this, but the June part has a ship and that looks really fun. So I'm gonna bring this with me to Iowa and see if I feel like doing it. I mean, it goes quick, but I'm so far behind. And I would love to do the 2021 Sal. That one's really pretty. Still fresh fruit. But we'll see. We'll see. So that one's coming with me to Iowa. Started on January 2nd. I said that, right? I said all the things. Then I started Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious from Stitch Area. Do I have this one? Yes, I do. That's what it looks like. It's from Stitch Area on Etsy. And this is 1/1 full cross on 56 count. Look at my needle minder of Susie. And I am sitting here. Let me grab my tablet open so I can tell you what percentage all these are at. I can't tell you the Modern Folk Embroidery one because that one is separated into a bunch of different patterns. This is 31.85%. This one's really fun. And this is using a 12-ply silk from Almond M&M's in Twilight. Look at that. That's pretty, isn't it? This is going with me to Iowa because I don't work on it. I haven't worked on it like regularly, so I'm gonna take that with me. I might do this as a daily piece as well. I already have a daily piece, but this one would be really easy to do just like a strand or half a strand a day. Then, oh, that was started on February 2nd. Then on February 19th, I started The Great Outdoors. Right after I finished, oh, I'm going to put this in my little to-go to Iowa bag. I finished The Great Outdoors, or no, this, oh my goodness. I finished the Seasonal Earth one, and then I wanted to start this. And so I did on, oh my goodness, this is so tiny, 32 count Jobelin Do I have a picture of this? I think I do. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Hold, please. It's been so long since I've shown this one. This is stitched on 32 count, even weave 1/1 full cross with DMC and then some subs from Almond M&Ms. Isn't that cute? I said this blue is the Etoile 820. I haven't stitched on this in a while, but I don't think I'm gonna take it to Iowa because there's lots of threads. I'm trying to like bring projects that are monochromatic or don't have that many threads or have to do with Pride Month. Okay? Then on March 18th, where is it? Whoops. I started New Mexico because I finished Iowa. So New Mexico will look like this. And this is stitched on 18 count Aida 2/1 full cross. And I have actually enjoyed using the sewing method on this. I like the sewing method. It goes really fast. So last time you saw this, I don't think I had the pink or the orange, and I got both of those in. It's quite fun to just zoom through it. Is that backstitch? Oh, I need to check the pattern. It's in Pattern Keeper. And I can tell you that it is where the 40% finished. That's pretty good. This one is like 10,000 stitches, so not bad. Did I tell you all the things? Stitches Lovers Shop on Etsy. That is going with me, right? Yes, the threads are already in my bag. And then I started on April 1st, Trans Pride Tapestry from these 20 stitches. Get out of here. My voice is getting tired. Trans Pride Tapestry. This is stitched with Almond M&Ms 1/1 half stitch. And this is on Dyeing for Cross Stitch in the colorway Raise, a 40 count even weave. Isn't this so cute? It's so little. So I've made some pretty good progress. It's not quite 50%. It is 30, not quite. It's almost 37% complete. But this is going with me to Iowa because this goes quickly. Especially when you get like a long day of it stitching in. This one has 21,000 stitches, so half stitch is making it go quite quickly. Quite a lot faster than it would. Lesbian Pride Tapestry just came out, and I'm going to stitch it on the same fabric. It's going to be real cute. Real cute. That's going with. Put it in there. No, don't put it in there. I'm going to work on that tomorrow. I'm going live tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow is Saturday, and I usually go live on Sundays, but I'm leaving on Sunday, early in the morning. Okay, April 17th, I started Cirque de Caro. Whoops, not that one. And this is from Ink Circles. And this is a stitch along with Nati, and we are stitching it on 40 count Verdal. We're stitching it on 40 count with Gloriana Tudor Silk, and mine is on even weave. And this is another Dyeing for Cross Stitch fabric, and this is the March fabric of the month. It's this really nice pale peach, and that's how far I am. This is my daily piece. Wow. Let me move it around a little bit more. This is now at 13.10%, and I'm stitching a strand a day, which means that I will finish before I need to finish what I need to finish, because Nati and I are going to stitch on each other's at Stitch North. So the very center motif, the fill-in of it, just like the triangles part of it, I can't really like point to it, but right in the middle, there's 830 stitches or so, 832, that we're going to have to stitch at the retreat. So in a weekend, we're going to have to stitch that much. And we're going to stitch on each other's project with our own color. So I'm going to stitch with my Seaweed, which is the color that I'm using. on hers, and she's gonna stitch, she's using bluegrass. It's so cute. 40 count 1/1 with Tudor silk is like the sweet spot, let me tell you. Okay, of course that's going with, because it's the daily stitch. Look at these little bags, aren't they so cute? My little projects fit in them so nicely. Oh no, why is this one still a WIP? Cuterus. I know why it's still a WIP. It's because I started 2 projects on the same piece of fabric, and I put one of them in a hoop, and that was a big mistake. But here's the Cuterus. Oops. Can you even see it? See, it has like the cat in it. So I need to finish that one. It should have been a SAF, but whatever. Then I inherited a WIP from Karen, and it is a long dog sampler. It's my first long dog, and it is Legal High. This is on 36 count even weave, 1/1 full cross with Auvers Soie Surfine. And look at that beauty. It's gorgeous. I loved it. I love it. And I really like that this is, you know, it's 36 count, and Surfine, you can stitch with Surfine on 56 count. So like the coverage is kind of sparse, but I really like it. It's very delicate floss. And this is now 17.74%. Karen stitched about, what was it, like 11%? So yeah, I'm making decent progress on that. It's really good for like a, okay, this is only what I'm stitching on today. And that is going with me to Iowa because this is all of my materials besides the scissors. Ugh. And then, oh, I received that and started working on that on April 25th. Okay. Oh, I have another WIP before it's a cat. So on May 3rd, I started Greek Island Sampler from Cliffside Stitches. And it will look like this. And I actually put in like one day, and then today I worked on it a little bit. So that's all I have. This is 1/2 on 56 count baby sheep linen from Extrude Design. And this will be like the full width of it. So like, probably like that. I left quite a bit of border, like 3 inches or something. That one's pretty. I haven't decided if that one's coming with. I don't think so. I don't think it's coming with. Then finally this one. It's a cat from Darcy, Stitchman Darcy. And this is being stitched on the quilting fabric, and this is a 64-ish count. And this is Invisifil because I have the most colors of Invisifil. So It's a Cat is currently sitting at 40%. I thought about trying to crank this out before I left because I don't think I'm going to take this with me to Iowa. I'll be in Iowa for like over a month and a half. But this is stitched with Invisifil and it's a bunch of colors, so I don't think I want to bring a whole bunch of spools with me. So I don't think I'm taking this with. It would be nice to have that done because it's pretty small. I mean, it's 3,000 stitches, which is not like, it's kind of a lot of stitches, right? Okay, we're almost there, everybody. I have 3 more. Ah, Synths and Petals. This one is like up. I don't know why I put it so far up. Synths and Petals. This is from Stitchy Nati. And this was my perforated paper start. So 3/1 full cross with DMC, and then the spots I'm gonna sub in beads. So this is 27%, 27.5% finished. I thought about taking this with and just taking like the black and white floss, but I think I'll leave it. And then when I come home, I'm just gonna like go ham on it. Hopefully I go ham on my full coverage too. That was started on May 13th. Then on May 31st, on my birthday, I started Move Forward in Love by Modern Folk Embroidery. The Stitch Along for Pride. And this is in my little Kaylee stitching bag, the sewing shop. And I've kind of stopped doing this or working on this regularly because I started something else. But this is how far I am. This is on I think this is an uneven weave because my medallion is a little like taller than it is wide. But this is a hand-dyed fabric from Kaylee as well. Kaylee Cruff. The sewing shop. If I remember to link it, I will. But she sent me all these fabrics and it's so pretty. 1/2 full cross with DMC. Called for DMC. I love this. I need to stitch more on this. This works for a lot of Stitch for Pride prompts, but I've been like really distracted. Both with trying to get myself together for Iowa and then also ending school and stuff. This one is 18.49% done. That's going with. Put it in the bag. And the last WIP started on June 12th. How much time did we have? Oh, 46 minutes. That's quite a bit. Ugh, I'm tired. I talk a lot in this. This is, oh, go away. Silver Creek Samplers. I've had this pattern for a long time. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This is a four pattern. Why did they do that? Why didn't you just chart it as one pattern and sell it that way? Anyway, this is Sing a Sampler from Silver Creek Samplers. And I've had this pattern for a while, but haven't really figured out how I want to do it, but I decided. I'm doing this because I'm an elementary school teacher, music teacher. I'm using the color conversion for the beautiful rainbow-ish colors that all my classroom instruments are in. So I have finished all of the outlines, and I don't know if you're ready for this. Oh my gosh, look at it. Isn't this so cute? So this is on 40 count white even weave. And so this is DMC. Everything that you see is DMC and it's half stitch. And then the rest of it, all the other stuff, I am going to use Tudor Silk full cross. So you'll see a few of those details. And this is my conversion. I went a little bit brighter than the charted colors. So those are my colors. They're so cute. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Jan Hicks did this conversion, this more colorful conversion. And so that's how it's gonna be. And of course this is coming with because I'm going to be singing in Iowa. So there's that. And that's all the WIPs. All 21. And all the finishes that I've had this year. All 24 of them. What? That's crazy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were enabled, found something. I don't feel like talking about my haul, so, well, maybe I'll just show you like 3 small things. So this tiny stitching stuff is getting out of control because look what I got. I got quilting fabric that is set even weave-ish. So I got these 2.5-inch squares, and these have a whole bunch of different patterns. This is cheap stuff, you guys. Just go to a quilting shop on Etsy. But then all of these colors. Oh, that did not work. Look at those patterns, aren't they cute? And the nice thing about this is that a lot of like sewing thread that you stitch 1/1 with, it doesn't not come variegated. Excuse me. So monochromatic patterns work really well on stuff like that. And then I just got plain colors. So I have tiny stitching fabric that will last me a lifetime. For sure. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Message me on Instagram. My poor voice. I usually reply faster on Instagram, so get in touch with me there. I hope everything is linked down below. I hope everything that I've worked on or all my information is down below, but if not, send me a message. I'll be happy to share. And yeah, thanks for watching and enjoy everybody's WIP parades. Before I go to Iowa, I want to let you know I will be sharing, I'm pretty sure that the concerts will be live streamed, so you can watch me sing on a live stream if you want to. And yeah, I'll share the links on my Instagram and or here on YouTube. So yeah, have a great evening, day, rest of your day, rest of your week. I will see you soon. Bye. I should have had it ready, shouldn't I? Bye.